Welcome to the 27th of June in the year of the 2026. I almost said July. Ooh, I'm trying to move ahead in time instead of moving backwards in time, but please pile on in one and all. Welcome to the most adorable this side of 3i Atlas, the one, the only Phoenix Electra Circus, because you know what? I'm so vain. I need to turn on the camera and make stuff live 3 days a week. I also, you might like me better if I turn the light on, but let me go grab the camera. Did I say my name? Did I? Let's check that chat works. Let me put on a little bit more light for us because one camera looks fine and the other one looks like we're in a cave. Well, maybe we are. The So Crave Cave. Oh, one chat. Good, good, good. Surrounded, I have a little nest of pretty sparkly, bobbly things all around me. Okay, that's there. Alright. First off, because that's what's under the needle first. I fluffed up. I didn't. Let's warm up with some So Blue. It is so chilly. I know some places you're like, oh my god, Phoenix, it's so hot. It's the side of like Satan's ballsack. And yeah, no, it's not even 60 degrees out right now, but I guess that's warmer than Montana, where they're getting ready to have a snowstorm. Oh, it has been known to happen. So what am I doing? We have a grid with alternating designs, and is not going to be blue, but blue solid, so this is a rather monochromatic piece. I fluffed up and did a thing, and here we are. Also, I'm curious just to see how, after it's dissolved, this stabilizer feels on the skin, or if there's any residue, or just because I'm curious. I just think there's something about stitching your jewelry onto fabric and then cutting it out. It's just different. Oh, yeah, you probably want to see the needle, not just my finger. Oh, Phoenix, you're such a great hostess. Always showing off the back of your hand. Yeah, I do. I have a little list. You have the Mama's necklace. You have. Okay, I see an end in that, but yeah, we'll sew this until something, and we'll switch to that. Continue progress on the couching around the bottom edge of the scallops. I still need to finish the Bruges chain. We're so close, but we're so not there yet. And then there's the part where it's literally is waiting, which will be the blocking. I think spritzing it a little with water, putting a just holding the iron above it, not, I don't want to crush it, but just a little steamy heat treatment, but steamy, yes, a steamy heat treatment to just let everything relax. But also, I need it to not take forever. Oh, so far so good though. I was thinking something. Here we have the sweet sounds of this finger 27. I keep hearing about Brittany Griner again, and the only thing I keep thinking about is, what's the Lord of War up to? You know that guy who sold all sorts of arms? Russia was like, you want this one? Can we have that one over there, please? We would like that one in particular, and we were like, sure, why not? Go right ahead. Oh, I wonder what he's been up to these days. Actually, I'm gonna go out on a limb on this one. I think he's been making bank, but that's just me. I think I said this on Wednesday, and I still feel that way. It oddly feels like cheating doing the stitches on the water-soluble stabilizer. I know in the end it's not going to be there, but it's not quite the same. Yes, not having it there at all. I should have checked the bobbin stash before I got started today because, oh, should I have grown some more? But I do have red, and the edging of the flowers also needs to get done. I got plenty to work on. All of the stitches. But didn't even look like the one matting needle that I ordered had even been sent, so I sent it complete and getting a refund, and then I just went to the Lossie's company. Oh my god, I love their website, but oh, I love its beautiful simplicity and interesting navigation. But everybody just, by and large, what I've seen of the sellers is folks just resell their needle kit. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna scrap the middleman and just order from the company. So now I await. But as I was perusing their very difficult to look at website, they do sell some of the netted mesh, and it's a pretty penny. So I kind of, I'm looking forward to doing it with, just having a squirrel moment. nut hunt. I have some of this in different colors. It's Japanese silk, embroidery silk, and focus on me now, focus on me now. There. Actually, it was interesting also because Losses sells this brand in particular silk thread, so I was like, oh, interesting. So, but I already have some in my collection right now, so that is not, where am I? There we are. Not currently there's not much necessity. But to make the net with silk thread and then stitch on it. So funny, it's such a niche, non-existent thing. I was like, oh, it would be funny just thinking about the trims to, or like our little, fancy, like eye contact sometimes, and don't say, the needle holders stuff. We make bits and pieces for things sometimes. I can't make everything, but wouldn't it be funny to have a little collection of just the net mesh? I've got to make that first before I can stitch on top of it. So. One step at a time, kids. One step at a time. Look at there. One stitch. One stitch. And the next stitch. I hope folks have had a good week. It was a week, a little of this, a little of that. Here we are in my happy place. Right in front of the camera so I can show up and stitch for you. So it is heritage machines and crafts. Always enjoyed. Some of these things were old, even this little phoenix. And this phoenix was such a wee hatchling for this iteration. Oh, hello. You'll be back. You're gonna go smoke. Of course you are. You're gonna watch football and go smoke without me. But how dare we lose to Turkey? At one point, what was the score I saw? 3-2. No, Turkey 3. Come on, man. It's all good. Maybe by then I'll be able to hold the work up before we switch pieces. Cause I gotta get stuff done. Cause I got so many ideas and gotta stitch be living down in LA next in that vicinity of that boil warehouse. Ugh. It's hot and the stinks of all that rotting meat and produce. Ugh. Yuck, 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 yuck. Oh, you know, no, okay. I was a tad worried when I started and this ended up being more monochromatic because originally I think I thought about it being blue and white. I have the contrast, but here we are. And actually I don't like it more. Right now we're just playing a little bit more product quality control, quality assurance, and product testing. When we do fine stitching, we can't just let any shit out of the Circus tent. Gotta be high quality shit, just like back in the day when they used to get Russian porn bots. The cheap ones get bounced. We're only high quality around here. And then Phoenix daydreamed about using precious stones and 24 karat gold and platinum threads, like of actual metals. Like, here's your getting my having to sign for my products and opening up black boxes, silver cases with black velvet, and like, here's your $5 million of materials for your $40 million necklace. I can't even. What a daydream! What a daydream that was. But, you know, gotta dream big, kids. Dream big. If I make it, they will want it. But there also needs to be some translation, because the traditional ways of this lace making and art is fabulous and beautiful, but so much of it is home decor and pretty dust collector things that are just not fashionable right now. They haven't been for quite some time in most homes, which I think is sad, but, you know, Phoenix is not minimalist. Oh, if there's not so much visual stimulation that you think you're going to get a migraine and your eyes don't know where to settle, there's not enough stimulation for the Phoenix's brains. And then just so many like cheap, different replicas that, depending on the dude, admittedly takes skill. They're not completely without hand and knowledge. It's just not. I know I could do this type of stitching on my modern machines. I have done it. Or it's not just like this machine. And the slowness. But, you know, it's my art and I'll make it how I make it. Oh, but translating these lace techniques into jewelry or some handbag things that are people want now. They're like, ooh. And that also brings me back a little to shopping my stash. The irony of using antique materials and or secondhand stuff. You just make it trash to treasure. And it's the skill in the hand. Oh God, could you imagine? Oh fuck. I shouldn't even say these words since I'm sure California or freaking Oregon would be like, oh yeah, you start to have ideas. This is why they want to chip us, so that every time we have an idea or a unique thought, you're going to get taxed on the potential of your ability to create with that thought. Oh God, I also do we have any California representatives? Can someone explain to me the California taxing health insurance, and it sounds like they're taxing the health insurance companies who are then gonna pass on the cost to the customers, like a 300% increase, and 300%, something stupid. There's going to be tax on the air you breathe soon enough, because with all their different industrial fires, you already are being taxed. Please wear a mask. You are not allowed to have air. Nope, no air for you today. Sorry, boys and girls. But I guess that's also the hell that is England, Great Britain, where, nope, you can't do a modern build with an air conditioner to just have it built into the plans like American new builds sometimes have. Like, no. You have to do it after everything's put together, cut new holes, do new things. This stupidness. Just makes my head hurt. So the monochromatic really at the end is gonna make but I can't I think it's gonna be pretty. Phoenix, you're doing something good. Stop washing and just slow your hand down and just keep stitching. Sorry, there's too much mental mastication. I'm just like verbally vomiting all sorts of a peanut here, a soy nut there. Goodness, but yes, yet again, yesterday's 2 programs with Colonel Watkins over on her station, the Colonel's Corner here on Rumble, and on X Spaces. But the pulling together from the late 1800s, kind of like where we start to really love the garments, actually. Well, actually, the garment making tools. That's it. And the families and the names and the machinations that are traceable since then. Crazy. I don't think I'm going to sew another bracelet, even though I traced ones out. I think I would rather, I'm just going to stitch more leaves, because I'll pull them out. I freed some leaves from the other stabilizer, and my head is toying around once we have the fine mesh net created to do a combination of the filet embroidery in the little cells, but also to applique flowers or petals and such and I'm Phoenix. I make stuff. And did I? There's a fluff up on here. Oh, look at that! I should have just turned the angle. Hey boys and girls, this is what I've been stitching on. This blue on blue checkerboard with a combination of solids. I should just, we're gonna call this stitched for now and move on to the next project. So here's a little sampler on water-soluble stabilizer of belay embroidery, netting, stitches, because this technique was very popular and used done by hand. I love the look of it, but I don't got time for that. And thank goodness Mr. Singer instructions for art embroidery, you learned you can do this right here. So we're speeding up techniques, but also just differently. Oh, yeah, little bracelet. Oops, Phoenix. I'm getting stuck on my needle here. There's a real close-up. Okay. I like, yeah, this type of stitching really, it just gets me really excited. There's, I don't know. Also, I think, actually, lace is an infectious disease of the highest virality. The lace virus, it just gets stitched into your soul, and then you see all the different types of lace. And there's some that I love to look at because I think I don't even want to try it because I'm not sure I would like it. But the bobbin lace, the sound of bobbin lace makes me really excited, but the act of doing it, I don't know. Where's my gold thread? Hey Goldilocks, where did I... Well, this is going to be a challenge if I really did misplace the spool I need. Or we could do a little trimming. Alright, let me unveil my current masterpiece. Here she is. This is a necklace for my mummers. We started last year sometime. Would have been done faster if some things hadn't happened and I worked on it faster, but things did and I didn't. So there. I'm just very carefully removing these black stitches because I thought originally that I would, no, fill these scallops in with black, and I have since changed my mind. A little bit of unpicking. Just ignore that section for now. Maybe let's grab some red. Let me clean up around this red flower, just a smidge. Painfully, carefully stitching, snipping, very close. Maybe this is the rat's nest that caused me to be like, no. I'm just using these little tweezers to hold up because I don't want to cut. Just trying to very gently cut the loose edges. Oh, then we're gonna need to go and trim on the back too. Okay, that's gonna need to get done in gold today. I'm just cleaning up where I trimmed with the scalpel. Trying to remove as much of the excess without cutting into the work. I am going to need to do another row of satin stitch. I'm just going to make some little slits and we're going to do our very finest satin stitches around these little flowers and the last of the gold scallops. Now thrilling content. Next, very carefully clutching all of her pearls lest we trim something we shouldn't this far into this project. This many hours in. Next piece, we're going to need to keep differently better track just for curiosity's sake. Because there's all the sewing, but then there's all this part of it as well. I also like the notion of doing the stitching on the fabric because there really are parts of the fabric that aren't going to be cut away. So in my head it adds a little bit extra layer of stability to the end finished finished piece. This is not a garment. Though it is inspired by a yoke. Well, the scalpel did pretty good getting close, so I'm just gently cleaning. No, don't. Okay, deep breath, deep breath. I know, all that stress. Those people who think playing video games is stressful, I'm like, oh no, you spent all these hours and you died. How would you spend all these hours and you cut a hole in your project right at the very end and have to fix it because there's no respawn. It's okay, don't pick on the gamers, Phoenix. It's not like you don't spend your time, your hour and a half a day feeding your bird on Angry Birds, so don't continue to be a hypocritical fowl. Okay, I'm gonna start with the red flowers on this side that you can't see right here. I'm gonna leave this side where I have to finish the unpicking. And then we'll make our way around. I think, did we have 3 full ones cleaned up so far? We'll see where that takes us. So, where I put the bottom piece, switch out our white for the red. One of the tricks to good pattern stitches, chain the to the top thread. If you're not quite perfect with the stitches, at least the thread color's the same and you can pretend. One's like, where's my Oh, that's it. Next time, because we haven't gone through a full bobbin, but this red is coming out in a little bit, we're going to unscrew on the needle plate and give that a good dusting, because this type of stitchery causes different, we're just hard on our machines. Overboard. Oh, I don't even have no cats in here. They're all in the other room. Little man's got the top of the bed. Loki's under the bed, and Ray is in the middle. I'm gonna use this wooden hoop. I need tension, but I don't want to hold too much on what's already been stitched. I'm at the part where I can almost feel ready to start stitching the little beads onto the flowers. There's going to be 5 painful rounds of trimming threads on this project. Very carefully. And try to roll up the work where I'm not. Roll it up where we're not working to keep everything safe and attempt to minimize something being pulled and handled in a way that unnecessary and undesired. I know, I thought for a second I was going to like put on a face and do all sorts of things. I was like, no, we're going to be working on this project. We have clean hands, clean face. Absolutely 100% minimize the risk of smudge transfer. So I'm just gently pulling on the flower, but pressing the needle just flush with the work to cause the very edge of the white fabric to become nicely encapsulated. Oh, I keep I'll have to, Phoenix, you are full of not words right now. You're right, I'm not. Phoenix. Welcome to Phoenix's band. Section is just very particularly fiddly. Oops. Okay, look at this. We're just doing our favorite satin stitch. Started off so good, and then I started overthinking. Then I started thinking, and it all went downhill from there. Okay, hold on a second. I need to pull it over here. Just trim on the back for a second. Something is being funny, and I think it's hands. I'm pushing too. I need to have the right tension because I need things to attach, but not so hard that I'm an ogre. Because there's just so little. The flowers are floating so freely right now that it makes it extra challenging to get just the right tension without being too much or too little. I need to like press on them, but not over the feed dogs. So fascinating, but you guys could take bets. Is Phoenix going to accidentally stitch through her finger while we're stitching this red? I felt there's a greater than a 1% possibility of that today. Rather not. other reasons why when you're not sure how things are going to start in the back, it's really gonna notice that. If you're uncertain about something, don't start in the very center front. What are you doing?
I'm looking for a screwdriver.
You're looking for a screwdriver.
Yes.
What size screws?
Well,
Oh, these
very
screwdriver.
small Phillips. I
How's-
think I only have one. Oh, that's not a Phillips.
No, that's a flathead. Here, if you don't... I need that one. You can't steal my tools. I wasn't really sharing. Did you lose it? Okay, you're distracting me, dude.
There's nothing on this one.
Fire, liar, pants on fire. Boys and girls, this is why you always gotta put your tools away in the exact same spot every time. Because if not, when you need them, they might have walked off, or you walked them and didn't walk them home. Don't do that. There. Yes, I'm just really carefully and painfully, slowly placing each of the stitches. Also, it's a little tricky because of the stitch density, because we couch the thread. There's just a lot going on, and I'm trying to not mash my finger in here. There. It's so nice for my brain to take just a look through the camera eye, because man, when you're up close and personal with it, my eye gets drawn to all the little foibles, and I know in the grand scheme of things, nobody sees them. It's just me, because I'm literally right on top of it. Alright, let's recaffeinate. And stitch it on. But that was interesting seeing Chris Pavlovsky on Fox Business talking about their new Northern Data AI acquisition thing. All these acquisitions that they can acquire enough people to respond to their help center, or have a consistent marketing and branding and logo, because they don't even, they do. I can't think if I've ever seen a post from like Rumble Studio Instagram, or I don't think Rumble Studio has its own X page. Oh no, yeah it does, but the amount of content it produces. Is it even? And they made an interestingly not big deal about some of their folks being over at VidCon. I would have thought they would have made a bigger thing and like let creators know, like, hey, we're gonna be here. Did they? And I just miss it. I'm like, they almost as bad as I am about having a consistent brand image and marketing strategy. And I'm just one little circus, but they're trying to like play with all the big boys, and I'm glad I fluffed up the pen on my computer. I probably need to order. I know how to fix it now. Yikes. You're supposed to not blow directly into the fan. Compressor. Smash it. I know, folks are working really hard, or I've got like, oh, I laugh at all the bot conversations. I'm like, what? Unless you guys are all trolling me and you're all ones and O's bots. All I know is it's very hard to, well, I'd say that, but then AI would say, love that, Phoenix. It's gonna be brazen and be like, our analog slop is probably hard for the AI overlords, but that's probably giving myself too much credit. Phoenix, you know everybody's really here just for the sweet sounds of the sewing machine and cats, and there's no cats, so they'd probably prefer you shut up and just keep stitching. Alright, so there's the two flowers. I've done the finishing work on it. Move the hoop. I think I'm going to be very thoughtful and try to keep the springy end of the hoop away from the delicate section to the best of my ability. I don't want it to get stuck and pulled in. So now we're on to our next ones. So terrifying to like stick your shears through your work and like good action. Yes, but the interesting thing that happens when you get caught up and you miss... Oh, just shush me. This is... Oh, I'll have to take a little picture of the flower garden because it is so pretty right now. Assuming the deer don't get in there, and the mama deer, there's a set of twins in the back. They're so little, they still have their spots. It's been so good growing that the grass almost needs to get mowed again, but that's made a little bit challenging because the baby deer are literally hanging out in the top of the grass. Yeah, so I'm just really shoving it because I know stitching on the fabric is nice because where the red flower is, there's some density and it doesn't give the same way as the open ear sections do. So I'm just going to keep that definition in the petals up here. Placing it, mashing the needle pretty firmly against the flower, and right now, as you can may or may not see, I'm just literally hand advancing to place each stitch because I want it just where I want it and not where I don't. See? Good logic. This one. I'm going to do the same thing in here because there's a gold section at the top. So I just give a little tug on the needle, or with the needle against the work, and then advance it very slowly. And this work is not, I feel funny when people are like, oh, that's so amazing. Like, anybody can do this. Anybody can do anything. You just gotta show up and do it. Gotta give yourself time to play and practice, and then just have fun. It's fine. I'm gonna keep showing up because I've gotta make stuff anyway. These machines don't use themselves. Somebody has to remember how to do it and show off all the things that people used to do with them their own way. Well, if you guys would be super awesome and let me know you're really real by smashing some buttons for me, because we are still on our mission to be the most disliked but most followed to program on all platforms. That was almost literally my finger. want to see if I could just trim. The length of just a little bit more. Come on. Oh, yeah. Also, the first row of the red we did with a hot red and oh yeah, bottle line. Adds a little more dimensionality. I probably when I do the thread trimming, we'll see if we can get just any more of those ribbons that just ain't a fan. No, actually, I think I figured out part of the kerfuffles the other day. It was so hot. I think my computer was borderline overheating. My camera too, though, for the next little while was very grumpy, saying it was trying to be overheated also. So, okay. A Wednesday 3 o'clock show in the middle of the summer might be interesting. Might need to get a cooling all my tools on ice for during the show. There's the, oh, it looks so much better after the, oh my god. Every time I start to worry about this project, I do a little stitching, I step back, I see it in the camera, and I'm just as amazed as you guys are. Like, how did she do that? Magic. Very carefully. Just do this combination of sort of treadling and hand advancing. My eye sees me doing a slightly better job tucking in the edges when we advance by hand. So that is a little more than I do. What this? Very fascinating, and all you see is the back of my hand while I try to tuck in the white edges on this particular petal is a little fluffy. Just pep talk myself through this petal. Okay, at least I don't think I have sewer case on. I think I remember to keep my mouth closed, but man, was that very talkative pilot right there. Oh, that was kind of funny in a not funny way. The shenanigans that is the FIFA game up in Seattle, Iran versus Egypt for the Pride Night game. And the pro-Shah Iranians versus the IRGC Iranians here for the game. Okay, that one's a little bit. Well, flowers are all unique and special, Phoenix. Just let that one be who it is. Sounds like a vacuum.
There were needles stuck in the tube, sticking through the tube.
Did it break the tube?
No, it didn't. It's got a nice suction. It's back to normal. What that thing was
Like filled with needles?
filled, not with needles. Well, there was a little piece of wire in there too. That just clogged, jammed everything up. It's clean.
Yes, or so. See, I did. Oh my god, the pins and needles and the vacuum. See, Dyson sucks them up so good, but. All the places the needles go. Because I told how a while ago, I unscrewed my computer so I could give it a good blowout, and there was a broken needle inside my computer as well, so to find broken or needle parts inside the vacuum cleaner also not a huge surprise. Oh, hazards of living at the circus. Watch your toes and this next. Yeah, so those are not terrible little flowers we finished making all nice. Should I? Hold on a second. Let me grab some. It's been a while since I looked at what's in here. Oops, we didn't want to drop all of these. We have these garnet shards that we were gonna stitch one for the center of the little flowers, and we've got the pieces that are gonna be the very center. Cause oh, you're not seeing them. Yeah, we gotta finish one part, then we've gotta go on to the next part, and then there's still the last, and then there's the parts after that. We really are almost done. In about another 40 hours. I don't know, I'm just making up numbers. I have no idea. It'll be done when it's done. I mean, I do need it to be done sooner rather than later, so let me trim up this next couple of flowers. Hey, handsome! Dove was getting all grumpy that the vacuum didn't work. And then getting differently grumpy that he couldn't figure out the part that needed attention, but yes, he found it. And it was my fault. Who would have thunked? So I'm just very carefully trying to trim literally a thread closer without cutting through the main body of the petals. And I'm trying to keep my mouth closed but also not hold my breath because this always feels a little anxiety producing. No, it doesn't. No, actually it does. It does make me anxious that I'm gonna fluff something up this close to the end. We can do this. This is how we are so thrilling. Aren't you on the edges of your seat? Oh, you would be, but I'm doing a terrible job A, making eye contact, and B, making sure that camera 2 has something to show. Where's horror killer to tell me these Phoenix ears shows shit? Nobody can see what you're doing when you hold it like that, you big meanie poops. And still off camera. Yep, so today's content, super thrilling. Me not being on camera, forgetting to talk, and not making eye contact. Who? No wonder. No wonder we are irreplaceable. I'm glad I made friends with cutting with the scalpel though. That did help some of this part. Just a little bit more. What you doing, Loki? I know it's too chilly to go out. We will like freeze. Not really. Oh, I saw what will be squash flowers in the garden. And the habanero and chili darbo are flowering. Hey, Allie! Oh, thank you. Yeah. How have you been? It's been a while. I'm doing some cleanup and dropping hoops around, doing the satin stitch at border around these flowers. Oh, yeah, I'm happy with it, and I really want it done and out of the house. Leave that flower alone. Alright, put the snips down, get the hoop, and just do some more stitching. Yeah, I was thinking about how... Oh, here, let me show you the other stitching we did. We warmed up with a little blue on blue bracelet and this checkerboard. I'm getting so excited to practice the fine knot making to do the little stitching, the filet embroidery on the homemade net. Keep watching little videos, and even the videos are like 15 and 20 years old. There's like nothing new. It is a lot of work. Yes. Oh, I see why nobody really enjoy, or if you want a instant gratification craft, this is not it. This really is. You get the delayed gratification. I'm fascinated by it and fascinated by all of the ideas in my head, of especially with the mixed media versions. Because I keep thinking about little tatted motifs, or to, like how on this one I have the crocheted is it the Bruges, not Bruges, the tape lace in the crochet, but to mix it up with a tatted border or a mixture of both. Or just the mixing of the different lace making techniques. Because why use one technique when you can mix and match? I think I also was ready for some stitching like this, because I am going to keep making clothes for myself, but I'm not in need. I barely am want. Actually, I had my new pants on. I was going to put the matching top on. I did have the matching top on, but it's not quite finished, and I took it off again. Oh, yeah. Okay, where's my stitches? Where's my words? I have none. No. More ideas than I have. Rehoop and move on to the next flower. Okay, I'm gonna have to wind all my bobbins for tomorrow. Red flowers need to get done. I've got red bob. Oh, no. Phoenix, you were gabbling. No. Blueberries in the garden are so good. I am not like a big, no, Phoenix, say that sentence again. I am not frequent fruit consumer. I prefer vegetables. But there's nothing better than berries from the garden. Strawberries from the garden, blueberries. Oh, I probably need to get the colander and go out and pick a whole bunch. I can't let the blue jays eat all my berries. I need to start collecting the apples and pears so we can. Rob doesn't want the frozen. I guess, can I? Maybe I need to get some more brand new food grade paraffin so that I can make apple pear butter, and then if I don't can it, just put the paraffin on top to keep it fresh. I did for jelly. Did I stitch? Oh. I forgot a flower. That doesn't look done. What's up, Loki? Would you like to come say hello? Come on, say hello. Okay. Or not. Then I also was thinking it would be fun to do a little stitching on this little piece of silk to maybe make this a little bracelet. Just to try, because there's no such thing as scrap silk. So, might as well try. Are you gonna come say hello? If you're gonna do it now, let me know, because I will move the work so you don't step on it. Yeah? Oh my god, he keeps slicing your nose up. That little pooper duper just keeps slicing and dicing Loki's face up. Oh man. Come on, handsome. Okay. Hey! You think it's time you're feeling that it's important I take a break for a second? Are you going to mesmer them? Show them your beautiful eyes so that we can get the full on of the mesmer act. Oh. Are you coming to Double Trouble? Do you think it's time that you guys need a snack? We're not really meeting our numbers, but we dream big and... Are you coming too? Well, if you come and say hello. No? Where did I leave the snacks? Oh, there they are. Alright. Let's have snacks because I need to stretch my legs. And I'll show off our new pants. So comfy. Oh, hey, Troubles. Alright, Loki. Where'd you go, handsome? Oh, Loki, you're right in front of me. Oh my god. You want some snacks? What's wrong? Oh. Ray of Roofers. Are you good? Oh, there you go. I was like, what? Are you not going to come up for snacks? Oh, let me move the work. Oh! Brave Roofers, your snacks are on the table. Never lose the snacks. No, 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 no. This is true. It's always time for snacks. It's always snacks time. And it's a good thing you guys do your trips because snacks aren't free. Alright, Brave Roofers, there's snacks over there for you. You silly goose. Okay. Boy, alright, let her have her... Okay. You guys. Oh. Alright, one more. Okay. That's that for now. Hey, leave her alone. Those are her snacks. You can't steal her snacks. Let me make sure my fingers are clean. No cats on the table. Where were we? Oh, that's right. This flower that tried to get forgotten. I am so not looking forward to all of the thread trimming that needs to happen. I'm not trying to just figure out when attaching the lining if I can like bag line it and gently turn it out, or whether I really just need to do the fine rolled hem by hand and not turn it out. I don't know. I probably don't want to turn it out because I might misshapen or get something caught right at the, that would, all these potentials for disaster right at the very end of the project. I guess that's always the way, isn't it? And I almost just stuck my finger through it again. Oh, I'm so good showing just the back of my hand, Phoenix. Oh, number one hand show. Oh, hey, Pots and Pans. Dove renamed one of the cats who lives in the hood Pots and Pans. I think I called him Moon Pie. I think you're flirting a little with disaster. I am flirting with disaster. I'm so afraid I'm gonna stick my finger with the needle, or yeah, there's a lot of ways that things could go awry this close to the home finish. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a narrow rolled hem and just tack it by hand all flat, because then I still have the braid trim to add at the end to hide everything. You're almost finished the necklace, but now you have 2 more projects and hoops. Those are just playthings. This is, that was just warm-up stitches. I really only have one project that I'm working on that's hooped right now, and it's the one. I'm just looking at that silver silk is just, I just needed to see how it looked like in a hoop. I haven't, there's no stitches have been created. And the blue one is almost finished. You know, sometimes I have to like do a little warm-up stitching to make sure that I've got the satin stitch in my hand before we start on this one. I know, we're stitching ever closer to actually being at the end of this one. You need to make sure I've got things ready for then. Whatever that means. This project just needs to be done. Packaged and sent off with the other 5 things that are collected and ready to go. Let's see here, Phoenix. Let's talk through what you have left. You need to finish the last of the cleanup and satin stitch on the red stitches. Couch the gold around the scallops. Cue a rounded cleanup. Add the beads to the center of the red flowers and the center of the gold crochet flowers. Finish chain for the outside. Lock it. Attach the backing and the decorative border. attach the fastenings. Oh god, there's so much work left. There's so much to do. Like you're almost, oh yes. Yes, yes. We're almost finished with the necklace. Those are low stakes research and development projects. They're not really meant to be fully, finally finished pieces. At least that's the excuse. That's what I'm gonna keep telling myself. Just testers. But yeah, no, this piece really neat. I just gotta get it done and dusted. Really, 'cause it feels silly, but also not really, that I'm just worried that the zombie apocalypse is gonna disrupt the mail before I can get this in the post, so I just, if it's done, and I know the zombies can't intercept it. Just zombie apocalypse not allowed to start until after this piece has safely arrived at its final destination. Oh, get down there. Because I don't think we've done a police test. Like, I'm trying to remember if we've practiced the fine embroidery stitches on the silk yet. I can't remember, so. It's like I got this little piece just floating around. It won't hurt to just try a little thing after we get this one done. Where did the bobbin thread? Something just didn't. It's just me. Oops, what? Okay. What's happening here? Getting distracted thinking about my projects, and I can't. I might have to put myself back on a monogamous project. Fair chance. Doing very funny things with my thread there. Alright, let's move the hoops again around this precarious corner where I hardly have enough material. And we have to be super careful because these are the very center flowers, and this one is like questionably silly looking, but yes, it will be a-okay. Alright, let me trim real finely. Very slowly. I made friends with the scalpel for trimming around these scallops though. Yeah. It's not terrible. I need to clean up around the scallops. We're stitching those afterwards. Right now, red flowers. That's so funny. We put in so many corn seeds and I think there's like 5 corn plants growing. But hey, if we get some corn, that will be good. Oh, I saw somebody in America actually put in flax for fiber. Which I have to, maybe I'll broadcast some flax seeds in the back 40. Get my own little flax garden going. Because that is so precarious. All of the steps, the growing, the 5 gajillion steps that is required for the processing of flax before you can even think about spinning it. The threshing, the huddle, the this, the that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe, I should not say that. Somebody must have been planning a gigantically impressive fireworks display to have purchased pallets and pallets totaling 700-ish pounds of fireworks. And then whoever, was it that same household that had the errant alleged cigarette that then set all of the explosives? Last I remember, Whidbey Island off of Seattle was not for, we had those kind of expensive, pretentious living people. Those were not, oh no, there's, yeah, never mind. I think did I go to the island? It doesn't matter. Alright, I'm going to have to take some time. It looks like I've trimmed all the way back to the other end. But I need to do some extra careful snipping because I started to do the black and we're not doing that there. You just had snacks. That's what I keep forgetting. I need to order me some more terse cookies, the official hard candy of the circus. Yeah, I'm going to need lunch in a little bit here. Such fine stitching really makes my brain hungry. I'm working so hard. Ow! Don't do that, needle. What are we having for snacks? Oops. You know what? Just like that. What are you doing, Trouble? No cats outside. there's a new burger joint that opened up. And the prices are not horrible, so I might go for a little adventure. But that warehouse studio's worth of fabric and mannequins and stuff. Thought it had been sold because the listing was down for a couple days. And it's back. Teases me. General Tso's chicken and rice. Ooh, that sounds good. That's one of Dove's favorites too. Extra spicy, please. Really handsome. Everybody's making me too hungry. We'll see how many more stitches I got. Or if the bobbin's gonna run out, then I'm gonna take a break. I gotta make myself sit quietly. For stitching. Oh, Christmas in July, boys and girls. If you're making holiday gifts and you haven't started, you might want to, maybe you should. Especially if you like the Phoenix and have no idea how long it's going to take to actually do something. Take the amount of time you think it's going to take, multiply that by 4, and then add half. You think something's going to take 4 hours? It'll probably take 60. I need to stop talking for a second because like very centermost flower is looking the absolute shitty. Am I out of bobbin thread too? Oh, that's perfect. Worried that my stitches were shitty. I don't think they were connecting. Okay, boys and girls, like, you enjoy your snack. I need to run. I can't sit still, and I'm being like a pooper doopers. I'm gonna take a break for right now and call it a show. But I will be back tomorrow stitching something. Maybe I'll show you how far I've gotten on this necklace. My brain's not paying attention to be a good hostess anymore, so I need to take a break. Alright. I'll be back tomorrow. You guys be awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Have fun. Make stuff. Alright, I'm ending the show. Alright, bye!